we're actually about to talk to somebody from the Advanced Plant Growth Centre. So there's some growth going on there. It's the James Hutton Institute. Derek Stewart. Derek, very good morning to you.
Morning, Mike.
Now, we've got a great story here which suggests that Britain might be going vegan by stealth. It says the government's invested £15 million into fake meat labs to create climate-friendly alternative proteins. I thought vegan food was sort of on the way out. I thought the trend for eating vegan food was kind of on the wane a little bit.
Is you grabbing the headlines as ever, Mike? No, I think the story's wider than that. It's looking to develop kind of protein security for the UK. I mean, if you look at the amount of protein we take in, 9% only comes from plants.
Right.
We want to make things a bit food secure and actually deliver a bit more health and make things more sustainable. We need to look at alternative sources. Good example, 14,000 plants we can eat and that are nutritious, and only 12 of them make up 75% of our basket. We need to think better, we need to think wider, and we can help UK PLC. I mean, I think alternative proteins, we've mapped this out and worked with industry. This could be a 6.8 billion business for the UK with 25,000 jobs.
And are these plants that we would know about? The plants that we would generally recognise, or that, you know, would grow in the garden or something?
Absolutely. It could be plants, it could be fungi. I mean, everyone's conversant with things like corn. So fungi deliver a good alternative. There's also some phenomenal research where you can actually get bacteria to take CO2 out of the air and make protein. They would go into mildly processed foods. I mean, I'm not saying that you're going to then use them to print 3D streaks. That's kind of sci-fi for me, but some people may want that. We're just open to create evidence and innovation that businesses can pick up and run with and make UK a leader in the area. Right.
I mean, the criticisms I hear about vegan food, and I'll confess that I'm not a massive fan of it, is that it's quite a lot of it is quite highly processed. Because especially if you're trying to recreate a taste, you know, if you're buying, you know, vegan bacon or something like that, or you're buying a vegan sausage roll, you know, it's quite heavily processed. But also, it doesn't taste very good.
You've nailed it on the head there, Mike. So what a lot of the stuff we're going to do, particularly working with industry and innovators, is to nail this taste and texture bit down. And I think it's because it's limited by the amount of proteins they've been using. If you use different ones, you can deliver that fibre taste that meat needs, or you can deliver that unctuous taste that, I mean, it's hard to resist bacon, let's be honest, but can we recreate that with non-bacon proteins? And I'm not saying we're going to put livestock farmers out of business. We also want to work with them to create plant proteins for their feed as well. So giving them security, reducing the footprint of meat as well. Right. This is definitely not a binary scenario. This is everyone together for protein.
And would you need like an awful lot of space to grow these plants in a bigger way than they currently grow?
It depends. I mean, I think certainly for my area, and I've been working on crops for well over 30 years now, productivity is just going through the roof. And particularly, protein crops are not well served in the UK, so the market for them, the space for them is there. And the amount of protein in the protein-dedicated crops is very significant. I think we've got enough space and we can pivot. And farmers are open to diversification. And actually, some of these protein crops come with increased biodiversity as well. So we might be able to, I was going to say kill two birds with one stone, but that's completely the wrong phrase. We might be able to help biodiversity at the same time, Mike.
Yes, and I mean, people talk about rewilding and stuff like that, which has not been seen as a massive success thus far, I don't think. I mean, I suppose if you were saying you were going to rewild an area, but to create food stuff, you might get away with it.
Yeah, I mean, I think farmers want to grow plants to eat or grow animals for the food system. They're hardwired for that, and we want to absolutely help them to do that. And I think we can do that and deliver to the environmental aspects as well. Right. There's a chance for a win-win here.
And these plants that you talk about, I mean, have you eaten them, Derek? Are you a vegan?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've got a diverse diet. You're looking at a man here who was born in the 60s and grew up eating 70s food. Right. So I know what horrible food is like. Yeah. So looking at these new ones are fantastic. And it's not just for the protein bit, it's functionality. So there's some proteins that have got that mimic sugar but are 1,000 times more sweet. So we can reduce sugar in foods by putting some of these proteins in. Now, that win would be fantastic, particularly for kids' foods.
Yes. Now, you and I are so old, right, that we remember the things that kids today apparently can't recognise when they get shown pictures of these things. This is not about food, by the way. It's just a story that we picked up this morning. Fax machines, although the NHS still uses them, I believe. Portable boom boxes, cassettes, floppy disks, remember them? I mean,
got them all.
I mean, I think I've owned all of these things. I don't think I ever owned an overhead projector, but I could never work out which angle to put the, the clear see-through stuff that you wrote on.
The best one to baffle them with is a slide rule.
Yes. Oh, yeah. See, I don't ever see those anymore, do you?
Oh, engineers still use them, but they used to be commonplace, not anymore.
Absolutely. Everything's on computers. Derek, good to talk to you. Thanks very much indeed. Derek Stewart, Director of the Advanced Plant Growth Centre, the James Hutton Institute, wants to have everybody eating more plants. I don't mind eating vegetarian food. You know, I'll easily eat a vegetarian curry, no problem at all. I can quite often eat pasta with a vegetarian sauce. That's not a problem for me. But vegan foods, I just can't do it. It's horrible. It really is. It's disgusting. It's actually revolting.